So you are. All right, so how did your concept of Sherlock change between the first film and this one, given the time that's passed?
Well, I always tend to think if things are going one way, like, hey, now we'll open it up and make it a little more broad, I say, no, let's go back more to the original description of the guy. Therefore, when you start, you know, throwing away all of your scruples and your boundaries, you at least started in a more pure place. I think what was important here was to make the film have a more personal feeling as far as the stakes. Last time we were dealing with magic and a guy who may or may not be a serial killer, and this time I think it's more central to his core relationships and then this arch nemesis.
Well, that kind of gets into my next question about your relationship with Jude Law. I know one of Guy's specific goals was to sort of strengthen that relationship you guys had. Did Guy, what were his conversations with you like about that? Did his style of direction for the two of you change?
No. As a rule, he likes to get the kids together, and then once it looks like they're playing, just kind of, you know, back off, and he'll come in and make adjustments and keep things safe and on track. However, you know, Jude and I really had lengthy discussions about, well, boy, we kind of nailed it somehow last time, so how do we do it on purpose this time? And what we arrived at was going back to what Conan Doyle did, which is Watson is retelling a story about him and his extraordinary friend.
Are you more relaxed going into a sequel because you're more familiar with the character, or do you feel a little more pressure to sort of take things a step farther?
There's a confidence in success, but to me, I almost like it more when it's, we don't know if we're going to win or not. Let's go out and play like winners. So this time it's kind of like we returned having won, and then it's like trying to keep a Super Bowl ring on your finger. I mean, you know, how often does a team win a pennant or a Super Bowl or a World Series 2 years in a row?
Now, I just came from Numi, and we were talking about the stunts and grueling, and Guy even said he knows how grueling it is and what he's asking of his actors to do, but Numi kind of hinted that she thought you and Jude were not as tough because you weren't doing it in a corset and earrings.
Oh, boy. By the way, she loves to fight. I mean, she would go up to a guy and be, I just feel like she wanted to just be like slashing throats. I was like, I'm afraid this is not quite the Freddy Krueger movie you think it is. But she's a fighter, too. My Sifu and I were training with her a little bit, and she really, she knows how to throw a punch, and she's not afraid to take one either.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Hang in there.
I'll do just